Lily's first campout. Lily, a little bear cub with a heart full of wiggles, was bursting with excitement. Today was the day for her very first campout, and she couldn't wait to sleep under the stars. Her mama bear helped her pack a tiny backpack with a fluffy teddy, a bright flashlight, and a special book for bedtime stories. Soon, they arrived at a beautiful clearing by a sparkling river, surrounded by tall, whispering trees. It was the perfect spot for a campout. Mama Bear showed Lily how to set up the tent. Lily giggled as she helped hold the wobbly poles, making sure everything fit just right. Once the tent was up, Lily peeked inside. It felt like a cozy little cave, just waiting for adventures to begin. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, they gathered small sticks to build a warm, crackling campfire. The fire danced and glowed, and they roasted fluffy marshmallows until they were golden brown, telling silly stories that made them both giggle. Later, snuggled deep in her sleeping bag, Lily looked up through the tent's opening at the twinkling stars. She listened to the gentle hoot of an owl and the soft rustle of leaves. The next morning, Lily woke up feeling refreshed and happy. The sunlight streamed into the tent, and she knew it was going to be a wonderful day. This was the best campout ever. Lily cheered, giving Mama Bear a big hug. She was already dreaming of their next adventure under the stars. The Sleepy Owl's Campout Sounds. Deep in the whispering woods lived a little owl named Hoot. Tonight was special. It was his very first night to listen to the wonderful sounds of a campout. Hoot had heard stories from his wise Papa Owl about crackling fires, happy giggles, and sleepy snores. He wanted to hear every single one. As the sun dipped low, painting the sky in fiery colors, Hoot fluffed his feathers. "I won't miss a single sound," he chirped with determination. Soon, the first sound drifted through the trees, a soft, crackling pop, pop, pop. It was the campfire. Hoot listened closely, his head tilted. But the crackling was so warm and gentle, Hoot's eyelids began to feel heavy. Hoo, hoo, he yawned, and his eyes slowly closed. Chirp, chirp, a sudden burst of laughter woke Hoot with a start. He blinked. Oh, he must have dozed off. He heard happy giggles from the campout. The giggles were so cheerful they made Hoot feel cozy. He swayed gently on his branch. Hoo, hoo! Another sleepy yawn escaped him. Ziz! A deep, rumbling sound woke Hoot again. He shook his head. That must be the sleepy snores, he thought, feeling a little proud he heard it. The night grew quiet, save for the soft rustle of leaves and the gentle hoo-hoo of Hoot himself. He was very, very sleepy now. When morning light peeked through the trees, Hoot woke up feeling refreshed. "I heard them all," he chirped, remembering the crackles, giggles, and snores. Even a sleepy owl can hear wonderful campout sounds. The best sticks for the fire. Deep in the heart of whispering woods lived a little badger named Twig. Today was a very special day. Twig and his parent, Grove, were going camping. They packed their cozy sleeping bags, yummy snacks, and a big tent. Twig bounced with excitement, imagining stories by a crackling campfire. Soon, they arrived at their perfect spot. "First, we set up the tent," said Grove. "Then we'll need to gather the best sticks for our warm campfire." Twig's eyes lit up. "I can help find sticks," he chirped, already imagining himself a brave stick finder. "That's a wonderful idea, Twig," said Grove. "But not just any sticks will do. We need dry ones that snap easily and aren't too big." Twig scurried off, eager to prove himself. He found a big, thick branch. "Look, Grove, this one is huge," he called out, trying to drag it. Grove chuckled gently. "That's a strong one, Twig, but it's too big for our fire. And see how it's a bit damp. Wet sticks make lots of smoke, but not much warmth." "Oh," said Twig, a little disappointed. "So small and dry?" Grove nodded. "Exactly. Listen for the snap." Together they searched. Twig learned quickly, tapping sticks and listening for the perfect snap. Soon they had a wonderful pile of the very best sticks. As the sun set, their campfire crackled and glowed, warming their faces. Twig felt proud. He had helped make the best fire ever, all thanks to finding the best sticks. Mia's Camp Kitchen. Mia the giraffe loved camping, especially when it was time for her favorite part, camp kitchen. Today, she and her parents, Sbola and Jabari, were setting up their special outdoor cooking area. "What deliciousness shall we make today?" asked Sbola, her long neck bending down to Mia's height. Mia bounced on her hooves. "Berry pancakes," she declared, her eyes sparkling. Jabari, Mia's dad, was already busy arranging the portable stove and a big mixing bowl. "Berry pancakes it is," he rumbled, his voice deep and kind. "But first, we need berries." Mia grabbed her little berry basket. "I know just the spot," she chirped, remembering the juicy berry bushes they'd seen on their walk. Sbola and Mia walked carefully through the woods, their long necks stretching to spot the ripest, reddest berries. "Look, Mom," Mia whispered, pointing with her hoof. "A whole patch." They picked and picked, filling their baskets with plump, sweet berries. A little bluebird watched them from a branch, chirping a happy tune. Back at the camp kitchen, Jabari had everything ready. Mia carefully poured the berries into the big bowl. Sbola added flour, milk, and a tiny pinch of magic, which was really just baking powder. Mia stirred the batter with a big spoon, making sure every berry was mixed in. It smelled wonderfully sweet and promised a delicious breakfast. Soon, golden brown pancakes sizzled on the stove. Jabari flipped them high in the air, and Mia giggled with delight as they landed perfectly back in the pan. They ate their berry pancakes under the warm morning sun. Mia took a big bite, her eyes closing in happy satisfaction. Sbola and Jabari smiled, watching their little chef enjoy her creation. It was the best breakfast ever, made right there in Mia's very own camp kitchen. Camping was truly the best. Leo's Camping Safari. Leo the lion cub loved adventures, especially camping safaris with his family. Today, they were off to the whispering savanna, where the sun warmed their fur and the wild called to them. His father, Jabari, checked the map with a mighty paw, while his mother, Zuri, packed their special picnic basket. "Are we ready for our wild adventure, Leo?" asked Zuri with a playful nudge. Soon, they were driving through tall, golden grasses in their sturdy safari jeep, the wind rustling their manes. Leo spotted a family of graceful giraffes nibbling on leaves. "Wow!" he roared softly, amazed. They found the perfect spot by a cool, sparkling waterhole. First, Jabari and Zuri helped Leo unroll their cozy sleeping mats. "It's time to settle in," said Jabari with a big stretch. After setting up their sleeping mats, they put up their tent, a cozy den under the vast sky. Leo helped Zuri arrange their blankets inside. "This will be so much fun," he purred. For lunch, Zuri brought out delicious zebra-striped sandwiches and juicy berries from their picnic basket. They munched happily, listening to the chirping of savanna birds. In the afternoon, they went for a stroll. Leo found a colorful feather from a parrot and a smooth, shiny pebble. Jabari pointed out different trees and blooming flowers. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery oranges and soft purples, they gathered around a small, safe campfire. Jabari told thrilling stories of brave lion ancestors. Later, wrapped in warm blankets, they looked up at the twinkling stars. "They look like glitter scattered across a dark blanket," Leo whispered. "The savannah's nightlight," Zuri smiled. The next morning, after a hearty breakfast, they packed up their camp, leaving the savannah just as they found it. Leo knew this camping safari was the best adventure ever, filled with family, nature, and wonder. Pip's Snowy Adventure. Deep in the frosty lands of Antarctica lived a little penguin named Pip. He loved the snow, the ice, and, most of all, adventures with his family. Today, they were off on a special snowy campout. His dad, Kaito, checked their map, which was made of a sturdy, waterproof leaf, while his mum, Lumi, packed their special fish and krill snacks into a snug backpack. "Is our little explorer ready?" asked Lumi with a happy squawk. Soon, they were waddling through sparkling snowdrifts, their flippers flapping with excitement. Pip spotted a group of playful seals sliding on their bellies. "Look," he chirped, pointing with a wing. They found the perfect spot by a glistening frozen lake. First, Kaito helped Pip unroll their cozy sleeping bags made from soft, warm moss. "Time to make our camp," said Kaito, puffing out his chest. After setting up their sleeping bags, Lumi helped Pip put up their tent, a snug little dome under the vast white sky. "This will be so warm," Pip squeaked with delight. For lunch, Lumi brought out delicious fish sandwiches and crunchy krill crackers from their backpack. They munched happily, listening to the gentle crunch of snow under their feet. In the afternoon, they went for a slide. Pip found a smooth, colorful pebble and a sparkly piece of ice. Kaito pointed out different ice formations and frosty patterns. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in soft pinks and purples, they gathered around a small, glowing ice lantern. Lumi told enchanting stories of brave penguin ancestors. Later, snuggled in their warm sleeping bags, they looked up at the twinkling stars. "They look like tiny ice crystals scattered across a dark blanket," Pip whispered. "The Antarctic's nightlight," Kaito smiled. The next morning, after a hearty breakfast, they packed up their camp, leaving the snowy landscape just as they found it. Pip knew this snowy campout was the best adventure ever, filled with family, frosty fun, and wonder. Dolly's Deep Dive. Deep in the shimmering blue ocean lived a playful young dolphin named Dolly. Today was extra special. She was going on her very first deep dive campout with her family. Her dad, Finley, checked their special current map made from a sturdy, glowing kelp leaf. Her mum, Coralia, packed their favorite seaweed snacks into a big, bubbly shell basket. "Is our little diver ready?" Coralia chirped, nudging Dolly gently. Soon they were gliding through vibrant coral reefs, their tails flicking with anticipation. Dolly spotted a school of shimmering fish darting through a rainbow of anemones. "Look!" she squeaked, pointing with her snout. They found the perfect spot, a cozy, hidden cave with soft, sandy floors. First, Finley helped Dolly arrange their comfy sleeping kelp mats. "Time to make our camp," Finley echoed, his clicks bouncing off the cave walls. After arranging their sleeping mats, Coralia helped Dolly hang a shimmering canopy of bioluminescent algae from the cave ceiling. "This will be so bright and beautiful." Dolly squealed with delight. For lunch, Coralia brought out delicious kelp rolls and crunchy plankton bites from their shell basket. They munched happily, listening to the gentle gurgle of the ocean currents. In the afternoon, they explored the deeper parts of the cave. Dolly found a smooth, pearly shell and a sparkling piece of quartz. Finley pointed out different glowing sea creatures and hidden passages. As the ocean outside began to darken, they gathered around a cluster of softly glowing coral. Coralia told enchanting stories of ancient dolphin ancestors and their brave journeys across the vast ocean. Later, snuggled on their warm kelp mats, they looked up through the clear water at the twinkling surface above. "They look like tiny bubbles scattered across a dark blanket," Dolly whispered. "The ocean's nightlights," Finley smiled. The next morning, after a hearty breakfast of sea berries, they packed up their camp, leaving the cave just as they found it. Dolly knew this deep-dive campout was the best adventure ever, filled with family, underwater fun, and wonder.